But who are those who make their streets their couch and find a short repose from wretchedness at the doors of the opulent? These are strangers, wanderers and orphans whose circumstances are too humble to expect redress and whose distresses are too great even for pity. In my late teens and early 20s, I did a lot of walking at night in London. And then over the years, when I was teaching at UCL in particular, I discovered that a lot of the writers that I most admire and most enjoyed teaching were themselves, in fact, night walkers. So these are people who went out into the night and identified with the kind of people who are to be found in the city at night, still to this day, but have been for centuries and centuries, the homeless, sex workers, and who affiliated themselves to them, identified with them, expressed a certain solidarity with them, but also saw in them, I think, emblems or symbols of their own sense of alienation. My research starts really from the introduction of a specific statute in the late 13th century by Edward I, which was really the first programmatic attempt to police London, the so-called Nightwalker Statute. It was a way of reinforcing the curfew, and the Nightwalker was there in the legal discourse constituted as a figure, as a criminal figure. William Hogarth's Night from 1738, one of his 4 times of the day, is the best evocation we have, in my view, of what it's like to be in London after dark. A carriage has overturned in the middle ground and there's a fire burning underneath it. Perhaps it's collided with some kind of street fire. In the foreground there's a man called De Vere, who is a particularly brutal justice of the peace. On the right there's a scene of chaos, and behind that there are bagnios and brothels. So it's a scene of the chaos and destructiveness and corruption of the night. So my new project on insomnia is in some ways an extension of my book about London at night. And it seems to me that those painters and philosophers and poets from the later 19th and the 20th century, in the period during which insomnia began to become of medical interest, are in many ways interesting guides to our current dilemma, that they represent opportunities for exploring what it's like to be insomniac. A colleague in neuroscience, Kimberly Whitehead, suggested to me that we collaborate, and we're organising a symposium together in which we bring together scientists and sleep specialists with a scientific background with historians, literary, cultural, social historians, and have some kind of a dialogue about sleep and about the kind of urgent issues around sleep that we currently face today. There's much talk at the moment of a nighttime economy and of a 24/7 economy, which surprises me to some extent because there's always been a nighttime economy. In the 19th century there were great battles between capital and labour over the extension of the day as a time of production into the night, the battle over the 8-hour day. So what we're seeing today is not new at all, this attempt to extend the day into the night, to colonise the night as systematically as possible. What we lack is a nighttime politics. We need a politics of the night. We need a nighttime discussion, debate, which addresses very systematically and head on some of the problems associated with the night.